Now, according to Variety, meaning no official word has come from Disney and or Lucasfilm, yet another new Star Wars series is in the works and coming to the Disney Plus streaming service. This time, the showrunner for it will be Leslie Headland, who is probably most well known for being a co-creator of the series Russian Doll on Netflix, which has received quite a bit of critical acclaim, even winning 3 Emmys this last year, including for Outstanding Comedy Series. Personally, I have not seen the show. I have actually heard good things about it from some people I know, and it's apparently a Groundhog Day style show named after the classic Bill Murray movie, but in this case it's a young woman living the same day over and over again, and it always ends with her dying, and she's obviously trying to figure out what's going on and why. Again, haven't seen it, don't know much about it, so apologies for the generic description. Anyway, as for what the new Star Wars series from her is going to be about, well, the only things Variety really said is that it will take place in a new and different part of the Star Wars galaxy, and that it will be female-centric. And I want to stress that this is how Variety described it. This is not any sort of official statement or description from Lucasfilm, which again has said nothing official about this. And the reason why I bring that up is because, of course, they're going to report it in a way that is likely going to get the most attention possible, and get the most amount of clicks on their article. Calling it female-centric, which it may very well be, don't get me wrong, is going to raise a lot of eyebrows, to put it mildly, and draw a huge reaction from the portion of the fanbase who just want Star Wars to be for Star Wars fans of all races and genders, that they don't think content should be aimed at specific sections of the fanbase, short of maybe making specific content for the youngest of viewers, or that it should in any way have any sort of agenda. And so the more people Variety gets worked up, the more people click on and talk about their stupid little article that, in all reality, says almost nothing about the upcoming show. And then people like myself and many others will make videos or write articles of their own in response, doing anything from just questioning the actions and decisions of Lucasfilm to flat out rejecting and opposing them and their supposed agenda, which just feeds the other side to react back. And as I've said before, this is an endless circle that a lot of people are caught up in. It's a trap, one where both sides are just getting angrier and angrier with each other and now fully believe the other side is nothing more than just an irrational enemy that must be stopped. When in all reality, I'm not even sure anymore what the disagreement is about exactly. I mean, you have one side that feels like representation in shows and films, or entertainment in general, or anything really, is extremely important. They think everyone should have an equal chance. And guess what? The other side completely agrees with you. They do. Outside of a fringe minority that should be ignored, no one is arguing or believes white men should run everything and be the only thing seen in movies or shows or whatever. But the problem is they also feel equality should actually be equality for absolutely everyone, that now favoring every other group over white men is no different than what was done before, just in reverse. And my question to that always is, and I ask it unironically, which is scary, at what point do you think white men, or white people in general, should get treated like everyone else again? What must be done, or how do we get to that point where we can say everything is now fair for all groups of people? When do we actually treat people like individuals? Because that's what the side that usually gets called racist or sexist or bigoted is actually advocating, not to look at color, gender, or anything of that sort, and to instead choose individuals entirely off qualification and or merit. They don't feel like we can get to a truly fair and equal place as long as you keep putting people into categories and insisting some deserve special treatment, while others should be put down or villainized. And yes, don't get me wrong, everyone understands there has been inequality in the past. No one is denying that. But we can't change what was done then. We can only try to be better now and in the future. And so I do understand, or try to understand, the mindset of the SJW type, who wants to make sure those who may still be held down today do get a fair chance. But is it fair to give them that chance at the expense of another? I mean, we all have hopes and dreams, and only one life to pursue them. The goal should be to create an equal playing field for all, not to tilt it in any one direction, no matter what the past looked like, or the future is going to look exactly the same as that past. But anyway here, I just wish people would realize that basically most everyone wants the exact same thing. They want equality for all, they just vastly disagree on how to get there, and believe the other side is, well, against them when they're really not. Though sure, there are of course some on both sides who are, I guess you could say, evil, who don't want equality for all, that they do have agendas that would see certain people favored over others. But those people need to be ignored, not conflated with the majority of rational people on both sides. And cooler heads on both sides need to prevail and start talking and listening to each other, not just assuming everyone on the other side is their enemy. And as far as this female-centric show, go ahead and do whatever you want, Lucasfilm. It's your property and your money. If you want to create a show that sounds like it may only cater to a portion of your fan base, go for it, I guess. Just don't blame men for not watching it when the first thing we heard about it is that it'll be female-centric, though again, those were Variety's words, not Lucasfilm's. The same way you wouldn't blame women for not watching something that is male-centric. Which apparently you think Star Wars is, because you have to make something specifically for women, even though there are tons and tons of great Star Wars fans who are female and who love Star Wars just the way it is, that they don't need to be pandered to. And I don't know, maybe I'm way off the mark here, and certainly I'll be told in the comments if I am, but I would think this is in some ways insulting to current female fans, that you're being told, this is the show for you, this is something you can watch, that apparently you weren't supposed to like Star Wars the way it was before. And along those same lines, I find it so odd that there's this push to make things non-gender binary, to imply anyone should be able to like whatever they want, which I agree with. But it only works one way. We can still call something female-centric, that's fine, but if you said you were making a show that was male-centric, you'd be sexist. Well, that's all I've got for you this time. I really don't want to go on about this. If this show ultimately brings in more female fans, then that's great. I don't want Star Wars to be just for men and boys. I love the idea that it can be for anyone and everyone. It's a huge galaxy after all, and there should be plenty of diversity, but it shouldn't be about diversity. That's what most people are arguing against. Anyway, leave a comment below and let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.